So now we'll explore some body language tips in social situations. Whether you want to improve your social life or just improve in social situations or interactions, there are a number of body language techniques that can help or potentially can help set the right tone in social situations. Some of these are similar to helpful gestures and postures in professional settings, and openness, trust, likability, and other positive attitudes are shared in different contexts. So, number one, making eye contact, but take neutral breaks every minute or so to avoid staring, which makes others potentially feel uncomfortable. Smile in an engaging, relaxed, and interesting way. Number three, maintain a personal space that is appropriate for the situation and relationship, also considering cultural expectations. Number four, stand or sit up straight to exude confidence and interest, but keep it natural and not rigid. Leaning into someone also shows interest and confidence, but respect obviously their personal space. So you're not sort of leaning into, completely into them, you're pointing in their direction if you're speaking in a group, for example. So you're sort of giving them that fullness of attention. Number six, a slight and subtle mirroring of the other person's posture and gestures, indication of approval and that you share a connection. So not mimicking, just a slight and subtle mirroring. So, for example, if they're sitting like this, then you might sort of adopt a similar position, or if they have their arms folded, then you might sort of do the same. Or it's not mimicking, but sort of a slight and subtle mirroring of the other person's sort of posture. 7, whether sitting or standing, face the person squarely to indicate you're engaged and paying attention to them. That's really important. You pay attention, be in the moment. 8, in the appropriate situation and cultural expectation, touch can be useful. It's got to be an appropriate situation, obviously, and sort of cultural expectation. But for example, a tap on the arm or shoulder, for example, in the right settings, can be appropriate. Adjust your voice volume to match the other person's. So we adjust the volume in terms of if they are softly spoken, maybe bring our voice down a bit lower. If they're a bit higher, they speak a bit louder, maybe bring our volume a bit higher. Do not cross your arms or use any other physical barrier between you and the other person. So I suppose, we might be comfortable doing that. And I said before that, perhaps if someone's doing that, you can maybe mirror that, and they might feel more comfortable. You can sort of pace them out of that. So if they had their arms folded like this, then you might sort of fold your arms briefly, and then if you unfold your arms, they might feel comfortable with you and follow that. But certainly, I wouldn't initiate sort of crossed arms or any sort of barrier between you and the other person. Also, be aware of your facial expressions as well. So, and that comes with attentiveness, our facial expressions. So, are we sort of paying attention and listening, just having that sort of awareness, and adopt a reasonably open posture to indicate you're actively listening. Above all, you can make an effort to keep a positive, open, and relaxed attitude. How you feel will come through in your body language and can make a major difference. These are just techniques or suggestions that can be adapted and may be appropriate in certain situations and can improve. And certainly the work I've done with people over the years, they've found it quite useful, whether they are presenting or going for an interview or just generally just socializing. They like confident socializing. But I always say, first, it's important to relax and smile and be curious and ask questions. Appreciate things and use an external boost or priming to create a positive attitude and emotions. So this could be music, a memory, image, book, imagination. So recall a positive memory. And this can be almost like a form of anchoring, where an internal response is associated with an external trigger. And you can practice this to make it a quick and automatic response. But most importantly, make it a habit to reflect on your own thoughts and feelings. Whenever you become aware of negative and unpleasant thoughts, it's useful to take action to even challenge and interrupt them. And I suppose always being mindful that negative behavior, which includes body language and attitude, follows negative thoughts and feelings, which can sort of lead to that sort of worrying and self depreciation. So, maintaining that sort of posture, the shoulders back, head up, and sort of going into that situation confident, curious, and positive.